shell. Cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money, money, money. That's all you
There's just nothing wrong with being wealthy.
I know he knows.
Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. You don't like money so much, why do you get up and go to work? Yeah, how you do think about all the things that you think you have to say. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my family. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. Age Cortez.
Good morning, Black World, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Empowerment Duo Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you are not familiar with the Empowerment Duo, you have to go to the empowermentduo.com and check out Brian Keith and Lisa Santiago McNeil. They're available. A married couple, entrepreneurs, public speakers, authors, keynotes, hosts, event hosts, whatever you need them to do. If you want to bring some energy, you want to bring some life to an event, you need to get with the Empowerment Duo. But don't bring them in if you don't want the people in your event to leave empowered, because that's what they do. That's who they are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, guys, do me a huge favor. If you're checking it out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Do the same thing for me, guys, on Facebook. If you haven't already, hit the little button in the top right so you can get notification when we go live with the show every morning. You're missing out, man, because we gets it in every morning. So you want to go ahead and make sure you subscribe to notifications, and go ahead and hit the share button. If you will, please share. And if you don't mind, remind me to ask people to share about mid-show as well, because those who jump on late, I want to make sure that they get this out to their followers. Guys, that's how we combat the ratchetness. You literally have to engage with the show so that Facebook will push this out to more and more people. So the likes, the hearts, the thumbs up, the comments, the shares, all of that means something in the world of Facebook. So I would appreciate that dearly if you would do that for me. YouTube, we're streaming live, so I can see your comments. If you want to make comments on YouTube, we can absolutely see your comments. So engage with the show there as well. Today's show is also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement. Guys, if you need to understand capitalism in America, you need to understand how to be an entrepreneur, minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, fix your credit, free up the cash you need to start investing, and I'm adding to the brand life insurance. So if you want to get covered, ask me about becoming your own bank with a certain life insurance policy. We can talk about that. But the Black Wealth Movement is all about bringing economic empowerment to the Black community. We've got to put our people in position to where our children can pick up where we left off instead of having to start over from scratch. So that's what I'm all about. If you want more information on the Black Wealth Movement, text me Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887, and I'll get you some additional information so you can see if our program is a get fit for you for $35 to start, and $35 a month. I think it's worthy of you at least testing it out. So without further ado, guys, if you're not following Lisa Santiago McNeil, you're not following Brian K. McNeil, Brian Keith McNeil as he's listed on Facebook, you're missing out on some high energy in the morning, some good content, some good information, some education, some teaching, some love, some laughter, some life-giving information, and their energy is unreal. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to let them be about it. Because like I'm in the show me state, right? So we can show you better than we can tell you. So without further ado, I want to introduce to some and present to others the wonderful Mr. and Mrs. Keith, Brian Keith McNeil. How you guys doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, man. It's a pleasure to have you guys on board joining us here for Talking Money in the Morning. And Power Couple Speaker Series, for those of you who don't know, is about couples who are doing great things in business. They are doing great things in the community, and above all else, they are doing great things together. So tell us a little bit about who you guys are as the empowerment duo, and how did this entrepreneurship thing start for each of you?
Well, first off, we're very, very proud of you, Brother Cortez.
Go for that.
We're very, very impressed and proud of you for your diligence, for your persistence, for your commitment to getting better and better and better at your game.
And your mission.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
he's not the kind of guy that's going to learn something and achieve a level of success. He is consistently working to get better and better and better at this game, which I think is the key.
Absolutely.
God has blessed us to put us together because my wife was entrepreneur before we met.
Okay.
And I was entrepreneur before we met her, but for 2 years I prayed for the right wife for me,
Mm-hmm.
and he delivered her in the form of Lisa.
Gotcha.
And it's been amazing. It's been way better than I ever thought it was going to be.
Okay.
But the things that we've done, we both have the courage to try something. We both have the resiliency to bounce back from failures. We both have learned that we do have a skill set and something to offer the world, and we're prepared to do it greatly. We look at our life as if it's a ministry. Everything we do is designed to help God get his mission done here on earth, and we know what we can do, and we do it every day as best we can.
Awesome.
Absolutely. I echo his sentiments. I definitely believe that entrepreneurship, I share your mission. Your mission statement is almost exact to ours. We believe in empowerment through economic independence, which is done by or achieved by entrepreneurship.
Wow.
I believe that you've got something in you that is unique and tangible. And a lot of times people don't realize that. They realize the unique part, but they don't realize the tangible part. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. Oh, I don't know what to do with this. You have been given a gift and a power to get wealth, and so often our people have been utilizing their gifts and talents and skills to give other people wealth.
Yep.
And
Just giving it away.
absolutely. And where you said we don't want to have our children to keep starting over, that's exactly what we're taught.
Yeah.
We're taught to leave a legacy to our children's children. That's a foundation for them to build and build and build upon. And we got to help our people, particularly to pick up that mantle, to understand that you have the ability within you. You may need some assistance launching it. You may need some assistance shaping it.
And go get it if you need some assistance.
And get that.
Because it's available to you.
Absolutely. But you already have every component of the success's DNA in you already.
Absolutely. It's funny that you say that, man, because and we're going to get into the faith part, because that's one of the reasons that I was drawn to you guys. But I like to tell people that stop asking God for stuff he already gave you.
Hey!
Stop asking God. He everything he's going to give you, he's already given you. You just have to do something with it. So obviously that's a huge component of who you guys are, your faith and your belief. And you guys wear it on your sleeve. Do you find it difficult to do that in business, or have you come to the place where this is who I am, and if you don't like it, you can kick rocks?
Boom.
It took something, Brother Cortez, to make peace with that. It did take something. But I found it was a progression to get to this place where we're at now. Right now, we realize this is our juke joint. If you want Brian and Lisa, this is what you get.
Right.
I started noticing when I watched recordings of myself being interviewed for different things. I was like, man, I talk about God a lot. And I'll say things like, praise God for this, or, well, thank God for that. And I found myself doing that over and over again. And I asked my pastor, Kevin Webb, about it, and he says, Brian, that's because that's who you are. You can't hide it. Eventually, that's the thing you can't hide.
Right.
When you open your mouth, you can't hide. You reveal to the world who you really are. So when people ask us stuff, it's gonna come out. That's just who we are.
And for me, it was twofold. It was coming from corporate background. You're taught that you keep spiritual and religious things out of your business.
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep the spiritual and religious things out of my business. And I was also trying to be normal. regular and normal.
Right.
Those two things were like Jack in the Boxes for me. It was like diddly diddly dee dee dee. She's gonna
Eventually it's coming out.
No matter what, she's not normal, and that's okay. And spirit, like my husband said, as it relates to God and my relationship with him, I had to come to terms with exactly the same term. This here my juke joint. And if I want Jesus in my juke joint, if I want spirit, angels, and fairies in my juke joint, if I want power in my juke joint, it's mine. And I get to make that decision. And to be quite honest, I can't work with someone that can't accept or access all of those pieces. So why not put it out up at the front?
Yeah, absolutely. And because that's where I think that's where people are drawn to us. And you might as well know, hey, the reason you like me, the reason you want to work with me is because I have a power within, and that power has a name. Right?
When people come at us because of that, Cortez, I've learned that I have to couch it, okay? Because some people want to say, well, God will provide, and just rest, No. We have to work harder. We have to work harder than the people that don't have this power that we have. We have to apply ourselves even the more.
Yeah.
So don't come at me thinking, because I'm gonna just talk God to you and we're gonna pray your way through it. You gotta work harder.
Man.
You gotta work harder, study harder, and apply yourself in a more diligent way than anyone else.
Yeah, there's stages. There's stages of access, right? So in the manna stage, when God is making the provision, He's only giving you just enough. But you're busy learning, growing, and doing some things in that stage. But when it's time to get the land flowing with the milk and honey,
if you need that money,
you gotta go possess the land, right? You got to go get it.
You gotta ask what you want. I mean, it says in the word. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't suggest that you possess the land. You don't suggest that you ask for what you want. He tells you to.
People often say, when do you guys sleep? When do you guys stop? When do you guys shut down?
We sleep when we have to sleep, but we work when we gotta work.
There's no time for the excuses right now.
My favorite question is, what hours do you work?
Say, when my eyes are open, and most of the time when they close, I'm working. Good deal. So tell me, you guys are so married later in life, right? So how did that happen? How did you guys meet? Did you guys known each other for a long time, or was this a new introduction? So yes. We want the whole story, man, because I think it's important, because sometimes you get to a certain age and you think it's not going to happen for you, and you just kind of just be like, well, I'm maybe I need to go into being a nun or something, or maybe I need to just go in. So talk about how you guys met and where you guys were.
Very abbreviated version of that.
All right.
Very abbreviated. Okay, because I'd been single for about 10 years before my wife came into my life. I was married before and it ended terribly. So, but the time came, I wanted to find the right wife for me. So I had a group of brothers, we were meeting regularly with a group I have still called Men, Male Empowerment Networks. And my prayer life changed. I started praying that God deliver for me the right woman for me. And I took all the hooks off.
Right.
I didn't care what she looked like. I didn't care what she did. I didn't care none of that.
Right.
God, whatever it is, bring me the right woman for me. And it took me 2 years of that diligent prayer. And the day I met my wife, actually in person, was the day I was giving a workshop on how to sell your services like a superstar. And she was the first person to show up. I heard her before I saw her. She came in looking gorgeous. She looked like $1 million when she walked in. But the point is, she saw I was there by myself. It was very early. I'm setting up my tables. I'm making coffee. I'm doing all this stuff. But she came in and saw what was going on and immediately started helping me.
Wow.
So she started helping me within moments of meeting me face to face. And she really became my wife right then. So.
Gotcha. Is that the same story? Do you concur, Lisa? Is that the same story?
It's an abbreviated version of the story, but yes, absolutely, I agree. Prior to that meeting, we had never met face to face, but we had interacted over the phone. As he was preparing for his workshop, I was helping him to market it socially through the networks and through my networks socially. And about 2.5, 3 weeks prior to the event, I was like, look, I done already helped this dude for free. all of this time. I'm finished. I'm getting ready to go take care of my paying customers. And what I would typically tell my clients if I were helping them to market an upcoming event is at about that mark, the 2-week, 3-week mark, we need to pray diligently and daily, just for a few minutes every day together for the success, the good success of that event. So I figured the easiest way to get rid of this brother that ain't paying nothing was to suggest to him, well, God, dude, I'm glad everything is working out. I wish you good success. But at this point, if we're going to continue to interact, there's nothing more that we need to do except to pray for your event. Expected him to say, all right, sis, thanks, I'm good. And he didn't. He said, absolutely.
I said 7 a.m. in the morning, let's do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we started praying for his event for 15 minutes every morning up until the day of. And during those prayers, which were very, very brief and very specific about the event, I got to see his heart. And I got to see that he was a man of God and a man after God's own heart. And then towards the end, I think maybe a couple of days before the event, he asked me how tall I
was. Wow.
I never met her in person, so
that is amazing. And I want to go back to something that you said, Brian, because I had a couple on yesterday. Doc and Dr. Jerry and Winter Bobo, and both had been through divorce, and she said the same thing. She said, I wasn't looking for a man, but I got to a place where I made myself happy, and then I threw out the checklist. I threw out the checklist. So when the guy came, there was no barometer he had to meet. There was no checklist. It was, if I connect with this guy on a deep level, then we'll see where this thing takes us. And 5 years later, they are married and entrepreneurs and doing their thing. So you guys are both authors. You guys are both speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa, I want you to talk a little bit about I'm a freaking vegan. Because I, like you, saw What the Health, and I thought to myself, what the hell? What can I eat if I can't eat it? Right, so that obviously moved you in a certain way. You penned a book and started thinking about healthier choices and that kind of stuff. So what was that experience like?
So it was overwhelming, to be quite honest. We have been doing some prior research about eating and lifestyles or whatever. When you reach a certain age, you have to be conscientious of certain things, right? So we were doing that, and then I pulled up What the Health at the urging of many friends and stuff. And I was watching it by myself, and I got about 10 minutes in, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. I turned it off. And I literally came into the kitchen where my husband was working, and I said, babe, I can't finish watching this by myself because you will starve to death if you're not on one accord. And it's almost like it's almost like getting ready to get saved. Like, you can't be living in an agnostic household and decide to bring Jesus in there.
Right.
And it's not the best, easiest thing to do. So I wanted my husband to really feel comfortable with the transition and be on board. He had to be on board with it. He had to agree. So he waited a couple of more days before he agreed, and then we sat down and we watched the movie together. And that was totally it. It was over. We went to sleep and we woke up the next morning and we were vegan. We were 100% vegan. No meat, no cheese, no dairy, no nothing. And we were serious about that thing.
And how tough was it? I know it's not easy.
It was an accumulation of things. I had long suspected that food makes us sick, you know. But I watched What the Health, and it shook me. It shook me. But then I gotta always pair it with the next documentary I watched, because the day after I watched What the Health, we watched Forks Over Knives, which I think which filled in some of the gaps of the movie What the Health was.
What the Health was a very visceral and graphic depiction of,
what our food is.
Absolutely.
What it really is.
But it didn't have a lot of substance in my mind. And Forks Over Knives, and it also came across kind of biased, but it grossed me out enough that that it took root in me. But then Forks Over Knives really gave us
the background, the proof, the study.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Forks Over Knives. Raw for 30 is another good one. It's. I mean, I've been. Yep. I've been in the health conscious community for a little while now. I'm not vegan, but here's my my rationalization. Right.
I'm listening.
I know what to do to fix it so I can keep breaking it. Right. So I'm gonna keep eating crazy. But I know how to naturally deal with cancer and diabetes and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, so I'm gonna eat the pork chop, right? I know how to get rid of the worms, so I'm gonna eat the pork chop. It's kind of my rationalization.
I did. That's young man talk over there. That's young man talk.
But you're absolutely.
Get rid of no worms.
But you're right, though. You start getting a little older, and not just in your health, just in your life, period. You get to a place where as a young man, you're invincible. But now you start to get a little older is I can make fewer mistakes because I have less time to recover. Right? Yes. See, when you're young, it's like, man, I can mess this whole thing up and I got 10 years to fix it and I'll still be 29. Right? No, at 43, I got very few wiggle room for mistakes because I have less time to recover. So, Brian, I want you to touch on your area of expertise because I say people oftentimes, when it comes to sales, people have an STD, right? Now, I'm not talking about that kind of STD. I'm talking about they're scared to death, right?
Yes, I understood what you meant.
Most people are. So talk about how you can help people, coach people through the sales cycle. And you think about it, most people don't get it, but everything you do on your job is in support of sales. Because if ain't nothing selling, ain't no paychecks are coming. So even if you're a janitor, you're cleaning that building so when customers come by, they feel comfortable and they buy something. Right? So talk about the importance of sales.
The two most important words in the world, these two words have more to do with your happiness or sadness, your success or failure, your poverty or your wealth than any other two words. One is communication, your ability to communicate, articulate a thought, explain a concept simply enough that they can get it. And the ability to sell yourself and your ideas and your thoughts and your services and whatever. But those two things have everything to do with your happiness or sadness.
Wow.
Now, and I look at the word sell the way it was originated. It has two originations. One is Greek and one is Old English. But the Greek comes from two words, sell and ye, which literally mean to help. And the Old English comes from a word called salan, which means willing to give up. Willing to give up.
Okay.
Now, if you have something that's worth it to the world, and also I live by the tenet of the sin of the desert. The sin of the desert is if you know where the water is, but you're not willing to tell anyone else where it is, you're committing the sin of the desert.
Wow.
You know where the solution is, but even if it doesn't matter why you don't tell them. If you don't tell them because they may not accept me, they might think I'm coming across as pushy,
or just
I'm afraid to do it. No matter what the excuse is, if you don't help them to have that solution, you're committing the sin of the desert, which is the height of selfishness.
Wow.
So if anyone has any gift, skill, talent that can benefit any other single person in the world, you kind of owe it to them.
Absolutely.
You kind of owe it to them to motivate them to take part of that solution that you have to offer. The world is not benefited by you playing yourself small.
Wow.
So to that end, I teach people how to sell themselves and their services. And I do that through my coaching, my workshops, or my books.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
So you got the shortcut and you got asking for the money.
Let me go ahead and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yep.
I mean, in my, from age 23 till probably age 47, I've read more than 700 books on how to sell.
Wow.
And I do believe if I had to do it over again, I wish I had gotten this book first.
Right.
The shortcut. Now, I wrote it myself, but this book has boiled down to all the cake and very little frosting. If you just do what this book says do, you will sell yourself and your services better than you ever have before within the 30-day time period. But it's called The Shortcut, the fastest route to selling your services better than you ever have before. That's the first book. Now, this book is nuts and bolts. What do you do when you don't have a client in front of you? What do you do to remedy that? What do you do to stay profitable? What do you do to keep yourself from having to start your business over and over and over again, like you alluded to earlier? But it doesn't cover overcoming objections. So to that end, I wrote Asking for the Money.
Yes.
How anyone can close more sales, even you. Now, this book is longer than The Shortcut. But this book talks about what do you do before you ask for the money? What do you do when you ask for the money? What do you do when there's a little bit of objection? What do you do when there's a lot of objection?
Right.
What do you do to prepare them? What do you do to keep yourself from frustrating the client? Because a lot of people unwittingly frustrate the people that they're selling to. They make it hard to buy from you,
Right.
Unwittingly. One quick thing I want to say there is there's an Aesop fable, called Buridan's Ass. Okay, Buridan's Donkey. And it's a story about this donkey that starves himself to death while standing between two huge stacks of hay because he can't make up his mind which one is better to eat from.
Wow.
Now, when you have something to offer your client, if your client, potential client, if they need your solution and you move out of their presence, you don't make the sale, they get to keep their problem. You put them in the same position as Buridan's Ass. All you do is make fun of that bad situation and you didn't help them.
Wow.
Okay? So you owe it to the world to get better at communicating. You owe it to the world to get better at selling yourself and your services.
Amazing. I often say there's two people in this world that's always going to eat. The man that can work with his hands and the man that can sell. Because the man who works with his hands is going to make something, and the man who can sell is going to sell what he made, and he will probably make more money than the man who made it. So that is real talk. That's good stuff, Brian. So you guys go to what's the best site for them to go to get your book?
What's the best way, baby?
The best website for them to go to get his book is the Bitly site. So it's Bitly,
bit.ly.
Yeah, bit.ly/BKM in all caps. BKM, Brian Keith McNeil, books, capital B, lowercase OOKS.
All right, so I'll get that in the description.
A lot of places. You get them on Amazon.
But that's the best place to get them all together.
There because it profits us a little bit more.
Yeah, we want to buy direct from the source.
That's right.
And you also get the opportunity to get a free consultation with him or a combo to get a full trial coaching session with him. It's all in there. You get actually lots of discounts if you go from our site. So it's the bit.ly/BKM books.
Got it.
And that's really the best place to get it.
Cool. I know we're running out of time, but tell us what you got going on, Lisa. Yourself, I know you are also coach, entrepreneur, author, speaker. Best-selling author. That's right.
And that's awesome. And I am a best-selling author, and you can get my books as well. But what I'm really focused on right now is supporting and celebrating other authors and other would-be authors. The Empowerment Authors Showcase is now a mobile showcase. We're taking it to Raleigh this month. We've done it 4 times in Charlotte. We've had over 100 guests celebrating our authors over the past 4 months, giving them the opportunity to share their books and plus online as well, online audiences in over 150 countries and all 50 states. So what I'm looking for right now is the opportunity to support someone from getting their book out of them and into publication, or if they've already self-published a book. And this is a very specific genre for me. It's stories of overcoming, empowerment, self-help, or children's books. I've really specifically stay within that genre, helping them to get more publicity, more access, and more exposure. So if anyone falls within those categories, they can reach out to me directly on Facebook, inbox me, or schedule an appointment at admin@epublishyou.com.
admin@epublishyou.com.
Well, I'm going to put you in touch with my man, Mikey, 10-year-old best-selling author. Yeah, he wrote a book on entrepreneurship.
That's good. I got one.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, he is has his own vending machine business and started journaling about it, and we helped him get it into a book, and now he's a public speaker, and he does a lot of stuff now out of that platform. So we definitely, we do. I sit on the board of an organization that his mom founded called Young Biz Kids, and we teach entrepreneurship to children. And he's one of our premier young biz kids. They just had a marketplace this weekend, and mostly all the kids sold out of their wares. So we're teaching them real world. Get out and sell. If you can't sell nothing, let's take you back to the drawing board and get you somewhere. So yeah, that.
Building young entrepreneurs.
Wow.
It's a 6-week curriculum we take them through on how to go from idea to actually profitability.
Yeah, see, we do an 8-week program, same thing.
Awesome. We gotta collaborate offline.
Absolutely.
So that we can really see how to transfer these opportunities for your kids in our area and realm of access and realm of influence, as well as the other way around. Absolutely. So anything else you guys want to say to the good folks here on the intranet and all over the world before I let you guys go?
This is an audience that's new to us, so we do a show every day as well. And when we close our shows, we close our shows the same way every day. And we're going to do that with you as well.
Awesome.
But I want to let you guys all know that our lives are not scrimmages or practice games. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time, the speedster, takes its toll. And for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl. So God bless you, and go forward and live your Super Bowl life today.
And remember that you are blessed by the blessor to be a blessing. So meanwhile, keep walking on water. And today is Wednesday, so you might as well have sex.
Yeah. See, and we didn't get to go there, but you can say that as 2 years in. You can say that. I'm gonna check your show in 15 years and see if you.
Well, the truth of the matter is, sex really is more than just a physical act, but it's also the act of intimacy, not just with your partner, but with yourself and with your source.
There you
so
go.
Have sex.
Awesome. I love that. All right, guys. So you guys have been listening to and learning from Brian Keith and Lisa Santiago McNeil. We're going to have to get you guys back at a different time where we don't clash. We can get you for the whole hour, but I appreciate you guys taking this time and doing what you do. Don't forget, later today, come back and scroll through the comments and answer. People have some questions for you guys that we didn't get a chance to get to, but definitely let them know where they can reach you and how they can get all of you guys' stuff. And you guys go on at 9 Eastern? Okay, and where can they find you on your streams?
They can go to the Empowerment Duo Facebook page. That's the best place to pick us up.
Good. The Empowerment Duo Facebook page. Facebook.com/The Empowerment Duo. So appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for coming. You guys, hopefully you guys had a blast, because I certainly did.
We did.
Awesome.
Thank you, Cortez, your gracious host. Have a great day.
All right, you too. All right. There we go. And then there we go. All right. So, guys, did I tell you or did I not tell you that one of my favorite couples on the planet, man, I haven't known them that long, but I know them enough to say, man, you guys got to come on my show. You guys doing some amazing things. But since we only had them for half an hour, I had something that I want to transition to and talk to, but I want talk about. But I want you to make sure that you guys go out. Author Bethany Rucker says she already has all of their books and a free consultation that she needs to take up with Mr. Brian Keith. But go out and support that couple. That is the reason that I bring people like that to the show. You guys see, I don't. Should I go into show you guys the t-shirt line, man? Let me see if I can bring up the t-shirt line real quick, because you guys have to support the people in our community that are doing big things and giving back, right? They're doing big things and giving back. So, and as you can see, there's a lot of synergy between what we do and what they do. They have their own show. They have their own audience. They're building their own following. They're selling their products and services. They got coaching programs. I've got coaching programs. And a lot of people would say, why would you have them come on your show when you guys do the same thing? Aren't you afraid of there being some sort of competition there? And you guys know my favorite saying, right? There is no competition, man. The only person I compete with is myself, right? That is the only person that I compete with, and that is myself. So I put together a, let me just show you guys real quick. So I put together some of my favorite sayings on t-shirts, and I'm not the type of guy, even though this show costs me money and I have to do a lot to prepare for the show, I'm not the type of person that will put a donate button on my show, but I will sell you some products that if you purchase those products, you can absolutely help support me in what it is that I do. So this shirt right here, collaboration over competition, man, that's what I'm all about, man. That's what I'm all about. Collaboration over competition. And that's where we have to get to as a people. So I bring people on this show that I think you guys should support the same way that you support me. And I'm not afraid that if you go spend some money with them, that you won't spend any money with me. Or if I introduce you to them, you're going to go be on their show at 9 every morning. You're going to stop being on my show. I want you to get fed wherever, right? Wherever you need to get fed at. If you're with good people, I'm okay with that, even if that means you leave me. Collaboration over competition, man. So you can go grab that. That is a Hustle Brand is the name of the brand, the line, HSTLBRND, because I do a lot of stuff with no vowels, right? Hustle Brand. So if you go to hstlbrnd.com, you can pick up these shirts. And there's a few other designs as well. And I don't know if I can get to them from here easily. Let me see. Let me just go over to, let's see. There's a few other designs, man. I'll just go over to one of the stores. You guys know that I have the Black Wealth Movement store as well. So if you're into, you want to check out some of the Black Wealth Movement stuff, then I have these two already up and running, which is just the Black Wealth Movement logo, right? And all of the different things. But then this is one of my favorite. Right? Economic empowerment, the new protest, right? We've got to make economic empowerment that thing, that deal. We just got to do that, man. We just got to make economic empowerment that deal. So if you don't want to join the Black Wealth Movement, you can still support the movement by rocking the brand, right? Support the movement. So it is HSTLBRND. So it's Hustle Brand without the vowels. HSTLBRND, right? Economic empowerment, the new protest, man. That's kind of where we've got to get our minds wrapped around that thing, man. And on that note, guys, so if you guys need any of that stuff, just inbox me and I'll text you the links to the specific shirt that you're looking for. But same way, everything comes in the t-shirt, the hood. We have different quality t-shirts, the long sleeve tees, and even the ladies tee. And eventually we'll make sure we get the ladies tanks for those of you who are in warmer climates and things of that nature. But that's kind of what I just really wanted to do, provide a product that people can purchase from me and they can still support the movement, whether they want to join the actual movement and pay $35 a month to really rock with me and get my coaching intimately and all that kind of stuff. But you can still support the movement by rocking the brand. But speaking of economic empowerment and community development, what I want to talk about is, I read a post from one of my brothers earlier today that said people accuse him of chasing money, right? And he talked about, it ain't about money, man. This is about my legacy. And I want to address that really quickly. And we might even have to do a whole nother show on this a different time. But every time I'm doing a presentation, I'm talking about how our program works, how you can make X amount of dollars in X amount of time. it never fails. I get somebody on the stream or in the comment box talking about, man, we don't need to be telling our people to chase money. Man, you just money hungry. You materialistic. You this, you that. Dude, I'm about building a freaking legacy for my family. I'm about making sure that my empire, my dynasty lasts for generations. I keep telling y'all, man, this is a 1,000-year game plan for me. How many of you guys are planning for your name to be around 1,000 years? You guys think 1,000 years from now, people won't be talking about the Carnegies, the Rockefellers? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 1,000 years from now, people will still be talking about the Trumps, right? Because his economic empowerment, his legacy pushed him through entrepreneurship and into the White House. As a result, 1,000 years from now, they're going to be talking about 45. They're going to be talking about 45. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a single person on this stream listening to the sound of my voice today or 100 years from now, hearing this clip in some other format, right? Wanting to build a legacy for your family. Unfortunately, the type of empire that I'm trying to build, I cannot build without gaining wealth along the way. Now, I could build an empire similar to Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa will probably be talked about for another 200-300 years, right? Because she had a big heart and she wanted to do more or wanted to do for people. But what if Mother Teresa had the financial capacity to really give as big as her heart is, right? Since you have a choice, the thing is, be the best at it. Yep. What if Mother Teresa had the financial capacity to give as big as her heart wanted to give? That's what we're talking about. See, when Tyrone says you have a choice, you absolutely have a choice. You have a choice to leave a mark on this world or leave a stain. You have a choice to leave a mark on this world or leave a stain. And I'd be damned if I leave a stain and put my family in a position where my children have to start over from scratch, where my children can't pick up where I left off, where my children, if I'm going to be a billionaire by 2027, you got to know my children will be deca-billionaires by the time they're done. Absolutely, and I'm not afraid to say it. Absolutely. If I can get to 1 billion and they can pick up entrepreneurship from me and I can teach them some things about how to grow wealth, then absolutely each one of my children will be worth 10, 12, 15 billion before it's said and done for them. That's how you build an empire that lasts for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Yeah, I said it. So you can miss me with the we don't need to be chasing money. The person who says that, a lot of times, if you get in their way while they're late for work, they will run your butt over. A lot of people say that maybe because of who they are and they can't deal with money without becoming a jerk. Maybe they don't want the responsibility of having to do the right thing with an abundance of wealth. And then the other thing is this. Some people just flat out have a victim's mentality. Just like there's a poverty mentality, just like there's a wealth mentality, there is a victim's mentality that is really prevalent in the Black community. Really prevalent in the Black community, where we want to waddle in our current circumstances as if we don't have the power or wherewithal to do anything about it. We have the woe is me syndrome. Yes, we were enslaved. Yes, we went through Jim Crow. Yes, we are being discriminated against and hunted down in a lot of cases with police brutality and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, all of that exists. But my question is, what the heck are you going to do about it? That's the question. Do you just continue to sit back and blame the perpetrators and not position yourself to be able to fight back, not position yourself to overcome? Are you kidding me? Some people have what's called a victim's mentality. They keep themselves in a certain position of being a victim so they can always play that card. That ain't me. That ain't this. That ain't what the Black Wealth Movement is about. It's about saying, here's the conditions that we were put in. We know why we are in those conditions, but we're going to rise up in spite of those conditions. A victim mentality says, here's a position I was put in. Here's who put me in this position, and I want you to feel sorry for me because I'm in this position. That ain't me. And that ain't nobody I associate with. You know why? Because I refuse to associate with anybody who has that disposition. If you're hanging around people who've got victim mentality, who love to live in a perpetual pity party, then it won't be long before your mindset shifts and you find yourself living in a perpetual pity party. Woe is me, that ain't me. It's like, whoa, crap. This is me and this is where I am, but there's no way I'm staying here. There's no way I'm staying here. Right? Take a knee, shake my head. Right? There's no way I'm staying here. Right? That whole take a knee thing. I mean, I watched a clip this morning, and a brother spoke so eloquently about how that entire movement is being hijacked. The only reason that there is any media attention given to that thing right now is because they spent it to say that NFL players are taking a knee against the anthem. Y'all guys get how the narrative has changed? Colin Kaepernick started this to raise awareness against police brutality and injustice. When he was doing it, and that was the angle, there wasn't as much media coverage as there is now with NFL players taking a knee against the anthem. See, they've redirected the entire movement. And that's why you got to be careful with your movements, because media knows how to hijack your movement and transform it and create a narrative around your movement for what they want, for their agenda. And the movement was about police brutality. The movement is about injustice against black people. Now the movement has become black people against the national anthem. Go back and watch any interview that anybody who has ever knelt or done anything against the national anthem, and see if you can say, hear or listen for them to say anything negative about not supporting our military, not supporting our police officers, not supporting any our flag, not being proud Americans. Because as much hell as we've gone through in this country, black people are still some of the most proud Americans that you will ever find, despite all the hell we've been through. But now you want to flip it and make it seem as though our protest is against the anthem. Get out of here with that, man. You know what the protest is about. But because we don't own media, we can't shape narratives ourselves. We can't shape narratives ourselves. Now the narratives are being shaped and dictated to us. Now, because they're starting to say that, now brothers are starting to say, man, F the flag. But originally, the movement was not about that. But because you've transformed that into the movement, now brothers are saying, man, F the flag. Did you guys know that according to the flag code, wearing flag clothing is disrespectful? You guys get that? According to the original flag code, there's a code of ethics around how to handle the flag. Laying the flag horizontally is disrespecting the flag. You guys get that? I didn't know that until this morning. Wearing the flag on your shirt, on a piece of clothing, on a pocket across your butt, wearing flag clothing is disrespectful according to the flag. Kneeling during the anthem is not. Right? Billionaires don't like to be told what to do. Right? Laying the flag horizontally is breaking the code and considered a disrespect to the flag. How many times have we seen white militias burning the flag? You get that? How many times have we seen white militias burning the flag? There's no coverage on that. No, the media doesn't run that into the ground and talk about their protest against the flag. And that is absolutely what they're doing. They are absolutely doing with all malice and intent to disrespect what they say the new country represents, the new leadership represents. So we've got to understand why economic empowerment is so important. Because if we owned our own communities, we could dictate who polices them. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for a second. If we owned our own communities, we could dictate who polices them. If you owned their own businesses in all the downtown in your little community, if you owned all the land, meaning they're not 80% of the people who live in that community are renting. A large number of the people who live in that community are actually living in projects and public housing. No, if you own your community, you dictate who polices them. There was a time where you couldn't police a certain area unless you lived in that area. If you own your community, you can go back to that. Why is that important? Because if you had to live in the same area that you policed, I guarantee you, you will police that area with fairness. Because everybody in that community will show up at your front door if you killed one of their children. Huh? Yeah. If you owned your own community, you can go back to that. What's the mandate to be hired here as a police officer? You have to, 80% of our police force has to match the ethnic makeup of this community. So if it's a black community, then 80% of the police force have to be black. Guess what? Everybody who works in this police department have to live in this community. Yeah. So now you are not a police officer from the outside coming in to rain your authority down. You are a citizen of this community that has been elevated to a little bit of a higher standard to help protect this community. And then let me say this. And then when the people, when you are a part of the community and you're protecting that community, you not only protect that community from within, from the enemy within, you protect that community from anybody coming out from outside of that community trying to do those people harm. Right? Case in point, that's why racial profiling is so prevalent when you go from inner city communities to suburban communities. You are an outsider. Those police who patrol those neighborhoods recognize the cars that are in those neighborhoods, recognize the faces that are in those neighborhoods. So when an outsider comes into the neighborhood, they pull them over. Wait a minute. I just need to know who you are. They don't say that. They say, "Oh, did you know your license plate tag light was out?" But what are they doing? They are charged with the task of protecting the people in that community from who? Any crime or criminalization inside the community and outside of the community. So when strangers come into a community where the police force is doing what they're supposed to do, this is why my brothers and sisters get mad when they ride into, see, in St. Louis, we have the St. Louis inner city, then we have the St. Louis County. And when you ride from the St. Louis city to some of those county neighborhoods, some of those county municipalities, then we get what we call harassed, right? But what those police forces are doing is they are making sure that no outside element is going to bring any hurt, harm, or danger to the people in that community that they're protecting. Now, is it wrong? Is it? They are fulfilling a mandate that they've been hired to fulfill. What I'm saying is we have to own our communities. And when we do, we can dictate the mandate and the policies that our police force have to abide by. And when outsiders come into our communities, hey, you're not from around here. I mean, your license plate tag was out. Did you notice that one of your windshield wipers wasn't working? Right? Let me see some license and registration. They are putting on record and getting to know the people who are coming from outside the community, inside the community, and they really want to say, what business have you here? What business do you have here? That's what they're really asking. But they do it in a way that's intimidating or with the intention to intimidate. Why? Because they not only want to make sure you're not coming any harm this time, if I treat you a certain way, then chances are you won't even come back. I know brothers and sisters right now who will drive 15 miles outside of their way to keep from driving through certain municipalities because of that type of profiling and harassment. I'm not saying it's not wrong. I'm not saying that as Americans we don't have the right to be where we need to be and get there without harassment. I'm just cluing you in on why the harassment is taking place. Because they've been dictated to, and there's a mandate in place for them to protect those communities from foreigners. If you ain't from that community and you start showing up in this community too many times, as the person who's in charge of protecting this community, I got to get to know who you are and what your intentions are coming back and forth through this community that you're not a part of. But because we don't own communities, we don't understand that, and we don't understand that we have the ability to do the same thing in our communities. Come on now. Come on now. If we had people from our communities who ran our communities and dictated policies in our community and a police force that was put together by us, then we wouldn't let outsiders come into our community and set up shop. We wouldn't let outsiders from our community come in and become the politicians and police chiefs in our community. Nah, we will hire from within for our own pool of talent and resources and make sure that we're doing what we need to do by and for our people. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. So economic empowerment has got to become the new way that our new focus, right? That's got to be our new focus. Get your money right personally. Then I want you to partner up with people who are serious about getting their money right personally. See, phase 2 of the Black Wealth Movement, phase 1 is introduce people to financial literacy through the way that we educate and what we educate on. The 6 core pillars, right? Number 1, entrepreneurship, tax minimization, debt elimination, credit education, investing education or asset accumulation, and insurance. Those are the 6 things that I fly under my brand of services, right? That's phase 1, education. Phase 2, when we identify those people who've actually applied the education and they've gotten the results, now we want to form alliances with them. We want 1,000 financially successful families in every major city, because that 1,000 families will create business relationships. They will pool their resources and they will start buying up the block. And when you have 1,000 families on one accord like that, that's all you need. If I had 1,000 independently wealthy families in St. Louis right now, and we were all working together on this type of agenda, we'd own St. Louis in about 10 years. Because it's for sale. And 1,000 people is a big enough number and a small enough number at the same time. It's big enough to where if 1,000 of us start buying vacant lots and vacant houses and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't look like we're all moving as a unit, right? So it's big enough to look like, okay, there's a bunch of people buying up a bunch of stuff, but nobody really knows that we're all doing it as a unit with one agenda in mind. It's small enough that we can all really get to know each other. We all know each other's businesses. We all know each other's partnership. And it's small enough to say, okay, you guys are really good in media, so let me invest $500,000 into your media company. So in our community, we have public access television in our community. So we can literally make sure that we can communicate, so that we can organize, right? Dr. Claude Anderson said, without media, we can't communicate. When we can't communicate, we can't organize. And we can't organize, we can't mobilize. See, we use social media and we do a lot of mobilization, but it's not organized in a way for a particular aim. Right? So we can come on social media and say, everybody meet at the court building today at noon. Right? We can say, get on social media, everybody meet at the courthouse today at noon, and everybody meets there, but what the heck is going on? What has been organized? What is in place? What is the directive? What is going to come out of all of us meeting at the courthouse at noon, other than a lot of screaming and shouting? Right? But we got to change the way we do things, man. It's the way the foreigners do it. Yeah. And it's the way our communities used to work. They used to work like that. And we got to get back to that. Because when it used to work like that, we did own our communities. We owned the shops. We owned our home. We owned our homes. We owned the businesses. We did own that. And because we had a high stake of ownership, then by nature, you protect that which you own. Because most of us who had shops, we lived in those shops. So not only could you not burn down the shop without burning down my house, I don't got nowhere else to go. So I'm going to fight until I die right here because I have nowhere else to go. But when you don't own and you're visiting and you have a place, you have a hometown somewhere else, then you'll let people come into your community and do whatever because you're saying, I don't own here. I'm going to go back to my hometown. I'm going to go back. No, when we own, then we protect and we fight till we die for that which we own. And that's just what we got to do, y'all. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Did you guys enjoy Lisa and Brian McNeil? I told you they're a ball of energy, man. If you want to go to the Empowerment Duo show and check them out at right now, because they're on right now, right? Or if you want to go check out my girl Mojo. Guys, I promote and I pump up every black person doing anything progressive, and there's no competition here. There's no competition, right? We need to let everybody know what everybody else is doing so we can have this amazing network. Everybody needs to start putting their network together, their Rolodex of people that they can reach out to, that they can follow, they can get some good resources from, they can glean some insight from. We are the new media, right? So the Empowerment Duo, if you want to be empowered, follow that couple, man. Get their books. Do what you can to stay connected to them, because that's what this thing is all about. So I'm H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the black community. Tomorrow, I'm 98.9% sure I'm going to have attorney Thomas Clifton on tomorrow. Attorney Thomas Clifton on tomorrow, and that should be fun. Brother is super witty, he's super intelligent, super sharp, and we're going to talk about something that we want to start getting across to our college age children, because brother said he went to school and he got his law degree, but it was never for the intention to go be a public defender or something like that. He always knew that entrepreneurship is why he went to become a lawyer, to run a successful business as an attorney and to make money as an attorney, not just to go have a career as an attorney. So Thomas Clifton is going to be on tomorrow. He's going to share some insight with you about getting your business structured properly and all the things that you can do from a business standpoint. And we're going to talk a little bit about technology, digital media, and marketing and digital products and all. It's going to be fun. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. So until I talk to you then, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve it. Peace out, y'all. Good morning, baby. Yeah, they could only stay on for half an hour though, because they do their show at 9. 9 Eastern, so they had to get off and run to their show. She said she want one. Nigga, click the link and buy one.
On what?
T-shirt.